Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the season opener, round 1 of season 4 of Dynamic Knight's eSports GT Sport Championship. I'm Bod Hod and I'll be your commentator this evening and for the season. Got some live commentary action here tonight. May not be every week. If it's not live, we will do post-coms and pop this race on the DNA channel. But it's really exciting to be here for what's set to be a cracking season opener here at Dragon Trail. Always a fantastic track for some real quality racing. I was really looking forward to it. And it is nice to open up the season with such a banging track. Race will start at 8:45 AEDT, so that's in about 3 minutes. Start the stream a little bit early just so we can run through what the go is, championship kind of things. Have a quick look through the teams as well. So first, 12 round season, I believe. I'll just double check that. So I'm actually right on that. Yes, it is a 12 round season. So starting out at Dragon Trail, we have, well, the standard race format is a feature race and a sprint race. So we have, I believe it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. We've got 3 endurance races, which is 1 long race. And we've got 2 super sprint races, which are 3 short sprint races. So they're the 3 types of races we have. Round 1 is a feature sprint format. In terms of the championships, there are 2 championships to contest for. There is the main drivers championship and the endurance championship, so making up the 3 rounds. Plus there is the overall constructors championship, which I know to some people, banana cake pie, means a lot more. So have to see what those contests turn out to look like. In terms of teams, I'll run quickly through the grid. I'll just pull up the trusty pins in the chat so I get this all right. I might flip the cards actually as well. So our first team is Kennedy Motorsport. They will be running in the Subaru, led by the very one and only BKXI, owner of the league. They'll be running a 3-car team, Lunacy, BK and Dynamite. So 5 3-car teams, that is team 1. The second team is Banana Cake Pie Racing Division. They'll be running the Lexus. Their lineup consists of Banana Cake Pie, G-Force Tex, or Curving Texas. And I was doing some donuts. Curving Texas and Prime Stingray. Our third team is FP Autosport, run by the one and only Stone Tower. This is a WA-based team actually. Prezzo, Ridwan and Banana Josh make up that lineup. Really strong lineup there. Our fourth team is Team Max Speed, led by the wonderful Smegastian Loeb, the Smeg. They'll be running the Aston Martin DBR9. And our fifth team is, what are they called? Revo Satellite Racing. There you go. They're running the BMW M3. They are co-owned by Viper Z and Blocky. Their 3 drivers being Blocky, Candy Cane, and Jamo. So that's the lineup. Going to be a real cracking season. Some real contenders in this tier. Plenty of guys who can win races. Looks like we've got quali starting now. So 10-minute qualifying session. We do have fuel and tyres on, so cars will start with the maximum load of fuel. And you can wear it down through the session. You can also pit 4 tyres during the session as well. So 10 minutes to get your lap in. If you cross the line before the session timer ends, you can finish that lap, just like your traditional Formula 1. So yeah, watch these guys on their outlaps. First man out is Dynamite in the WRX. Inside Stingray just behind him, Banana Cake Pie. So I might actually ride on board with one of these guys just so we can learn the track, Dragon Trail. Really fun track actually. Got a little bit of everything. Nice long straight for heavy braking into turn 1 or turn 2 if you count the kink as turn 1. Nice technical middle sector and a nice close walled third sector. So it's really the ultimate track. Made by GT Sport. Unfortunately it doesn't exist in real life. If it did, then that would be totally awesome. So if you know anyone who makes racetracks in real life, please let me know about Dragon Trail. But as we get ready for qualifying, we might jump on board with maybe we'll jump on board with Stingray here. A really quick driver, probably will be contending for the championship in his trusty Lexus. So we'll ride on board here. It's got some really nice camera angles to play with here, so looking forward to Having a bit of a play around with these shots. First time really doing a stream on GT Sports, so it's all exciting for me, all new for me. But I'm sure we will deliver the goods that this tier deserves. Alright, so coming around the final corner, a bit of a tricky one. You can choose to either run out wide or hit that apex. Stingray will hit that apex, get the power down as early as possible for the long straight. Looks like he's going to set a lap. He's on mediums. You will start racing the tyre that you start the session on. Softs and mediums are the two tyre options, so it looks like Stingray's on the mediums, so may not be the pole lap yet. But coming around was technically the first corner, I think, into the first wheel braking zone, turn 2, tight left, tight right. You want to use a fair bit of that curb to help rotate the car, but you can't afford to run too wide. On the exit, run a lot of that curb, does really well there to Stingray. Now around towards the end of the first sector, flat if you're brave, probably on the soft that is flat, and a heavy hairpin, heavy braking zone, I think slowest corner on the track. Try and get the car rotated through there. You see a little bit wide on the exit there. Just trying to find the grip on these medium tyres. Now through this fast flowing S section, you really need to get this first bit right because the whole S section relies on it. So Stingray takes that pretty nicely. Try and hit that second apex as well. Hook your car around for the third. Run out wide, and this is probably going to be the next best overtaking zone. Another medium length straight into a hairpin. I'm going to brake around about the 100 metre board, slightly before perhaps. Try and hit that apex. Exit opens up wide, so you can get the power down fairly early actually. Now into the most difficult section of the track here, nice and close, flat out if you're brave, but probably a little lift will be required. Right, left and left, right, walls nice and close to you. You see Stingray just kisses that outside wall there. That will lose a bit of time going down the next straight. Another possible overtaking zone into the final corner. See how late he brakes, probably just after the curb starts. Hit that apex, pretty nice. May or may not finish the lap. We'll see if he pits or stays out. Looks like he will finish the lap. There you go, so that's a lap of Dragon Trail. Really fun track. Really enjoy running around there. He's going to set a 1:39.4. Banana will beat that by half a second. Got a couple of guys looking like they're going to come around and finish a lap. On board with Candy Cane here in the BMW. I'll try and get all the cars on stream. So we can have a look at these beautiful liveries made by drivers, teamos themselves. Really fantastic part of GT Sport, the customization factor. Yeah, it really allows some great creativity. It's so awesome that you can design your own cars and run them. There's some really beautiful looking cars on the grid here. Plenty of guys with some real skill and talent. We might jump on board here with Tex. Looks like he's just on a lap, pushing nice and hard with soft tyres, so he's probably hit the first lap. Put on some fresh softs. Getting a bit taily on the exit of the hairpin. A couple of curbs you do want to run, but it can randomly throw the car off sometimes. You've got to be careful of that. Tex looks like he hits that pretty well first up. Try and get on the right-hander. That looks nice and tidy from Tex. And again on the exit of the S section. Really nice job from Tex. Might pick up a little bit of toe there from, I think it's the Smeg just in front of him. Yes, it is. Heavy braking, nice green Lexus made by Banana Cake Pie. I believe 3 Lexuses run a different colour on the front for each driver. Tex ripping the bright green through the tight S section. Don't hit the wall there. Take it as narrow as you can. You want to get as close as you can. Tex doesn't hit the wall on the exit there, so that will be a lot quicker of a time probably. Stingray sets a 38.9. Currently Ridwan holds the fastest lap. We'll check that time. It's a 37.2, which is really quick. I think that's quicker than last season pole time already, so plenty of pace already on display. Tex will finish his lap. Where can he land himself for his first race of Banana Cake Pie Racing Division? P3, 6.5 tenths off pole, less than a tenth off Snake in P2, so not bad there for Tex. We might jump on board a different car. We'll jump on board with Banana Josh in the Castrol Mercedes SLS AMG. I believe Prezzo has made this livery, the Stone Tower. Nice to see bright green on the grid. Those red wheels really do stand out, don't they? Josh and Ridwan, Prezzo probably the favourites for the constructors. Well, it's going to be very close up the front. I think there's a couple of really strong teams in the field, but those three definitely some real quality drivers. Joshy gets a bit wide there. He's going to have to lift at the exit. Yeah, he does. That's going to kill his lap time, probably. Might still finish the lap though, first lap at the start, so let's see. 3.5 minutes left in the session, so still plenty of time to come in, put a fresh set of boots on and go again. Actually, while I think of it, I'm just going to change the thumbnail of the stream just so it looks nice and beautiful. I'll just do that quickly. I'll stay on board with Banana Josh as he finishes off this lap. There we go, that should be all done now. Joshy looks like he'll come into the pit, so time for another out lap and hot lap. Who we haven't seen yet. We might jump on board with KD in the Aston Martin. Beautiful livery created by Smeg. Great to see British Racing Green on the grid. Smeg, a real talented livery maker. Everyone loves his work. KD repping the Aston, although he's coming to pits as well. I'll see if we can find another one on the track. Looks like Smeg's on the track as well. He might be starting his lap now. 2.5 minutes left, so second to last lap possibly for Smeg. He might be able to do a second one if he wants. You do get fresh tyres at the start of the race, so you don't have to worry about saving your tyres for the race. You'll get fresh sets. I believe you've got unlimited sets as well, so may as well just burn them while you can. But Smeggy coming through the first couple of corners. Gemmo sets a 39.4 on the board. You see the lap times on the left there for the driver's improvements. Currently got Ridwan ahead of the Smeg. Lunacy, Tex, BK make up the top 5 for now. Dynamite, Airborne, Banana Josh, top 8. But everyone will still get another lap in, so that can change very, very, very quickly. Smeggy coming through the first sector split, currently a 10th down in his best, so he's going to have to put in a couple of good sectors here to improve. As that DBR9 turned in. A little bit understeer of the car, really strong straight line speed. That's probably the main strength of the Aston. So through the second sector he should be alright if he can get that nose pointed in, which looks like he did pretty nicely there. Heavy braking into the hairpin, coming up to the second sector split. Let's see what his time is. Can he improve on his best? He's up. There you go, half a tenth up. So any kind of time he can find will be really important. You can see Lunacy only 200ths behind, so Smeg, any improvement will be great. It's a bit sliding on the exit there, but that's okay. Keeps it out of the wall, which is the real important thing. What can Smeg do coming through the final corner? Probably going to be his last lap. Ridwan improves further to a 37.1, so great lap there for Ridwan in the Castrol Mercedes as well. Smeggy will come round the final corner up to the line. What can he do? It would be a 37.7 improvement by a 10th, so great job there by Smeggy. Tim behind is a 38.2. That puts him into P8, so you can see how close the board is there. Might jump aboard quickly with Banana here, who's on a lap in the middle sector. Bright yellow Lexus. I think Banana likes yellow. I wonder why. Flashing those lights as always. I believe that's because his light is what do you call it, control allocation is the same stick as his steering, so nice. But Banana coming through the second sector split, he's currently sitting P9, really close gaps around. You can see less than a 10th ahead and behind. Currently up on his best time, which is good to see. This will be his last lap, so we'll see if he can stick it through here. Gets nice and close to the wall. Oh, just kisses on the exit. That's going to lose him a little bit of time, but if he can nail the last corner, he still may improve, which would be good. I'm not sure who that is in front, didn't quite see it, but now will be the second next person across the line. It's a Dynamite following right behind, picking up a nice little toe. It's like Stingray. What can Stingray do in terms of a lap time as well? Stingray will jump to, I'm not sure what P that is. Banana jumps to P8, Dynamite jumps up to P3, so great time there. Stingray ended up P5. Who else have we got on a lap? There's BK on the lap, he's coming through the third sector now. A couple of guys still coming across the line, we'll see if we can catch them as they do. Quality time is done, so this will be the last lap for these guys. Can anyone improve? Stone Tower improves to a 38.5, which is not too bad there. KD a 38.3. Smeg does a 37.5, so securing P2 there. Tim's done a 37.7 up to P3, so great lap from Tim. What can BK do? BK does not improve. Who else have we got on a lap? Airborne in the reserve. KD's finished. I think Stone Tower's finished. Kane comes across the line, 38.6, pops off at a P14. I think Jammo is finished as well, so it might just be... Oh, Lunacy's across. He takes P3. There you go. So Lunacy into P3 just ahead of Tim. by about a tenth, so nice and close up the top there. You can see how close the times are. Dynamite's done really well actually into P5. Did mention that before. Stingray 6, Curving Texas in 7, BK in 8th. I think that will do us for qualifying other than Airborne. Coming around the final corner now, where can Airborne put himself, reserving for BMW in place of Blocky. Doesn't improve, so that'll be it for qualifying. It is Ridwan from the Smeg from Lunacy. They will be a front row for the featured race. I don't think I mentioned yet, the sprint race is a top 15 reverse grid, so race 1 will be really good to get on pole position, really important to get some clear air, but race 2 it all flips around, so I believe there is more weighting to race 1 in the points as well, so qualifying being really important, so good to see Ridwan, Smeg and Lunacy making the most of that. Straight into the race, no brakes, which is good. Got our nice beautiful grid, that is a stunning looking grid. Better than any school photos you'll ever take. Ridwan on pole from Smeg, from Lunacy. So 3 different manufacturers in the top 3. Stingray leading out below the Lexus in P6. But we are ready to get racing for race 1 of season 4. We got 3, 2, 1 and we are underway. Looks like a fairly clean start from the grid. Smeg's got the jump on Ridwan though. Looks like that Merc a little bit slow off the line, and looks like Lunacy's going to try and sneak through as well. Smeggy looking really nice. We'll try and get a bit of data up. There you go. Smeg leads. Timan is up in the P2 as well. So the 2 Astons getting a really nice start there. And that's a picture and a half. Looks like, I think that's Dynamite trying to squeeze through down the inside. But looks like he's been pinched a little bit, lost a few positions there. But Tim into P2, Ridwan into P3. So Aston Martin with a 1-2 at the moment. We're 3 wide just behind here. Looks like BK's going to sneak through on the inside. KD and Kane and Stone Tell all getting nice and close together in the back here, trying to sort each other out. Really, really close, tight racing there. Airborne's dropped to the back as well. Plenty happening, but it is the Aston Martins who get off the line best. They're up in the 1 and 2, although Ridwan is all over the back of Timant here for P2. Lucy's just behind as well. Hope Ridwan's got a really nice run of that Merc. I know that 6th gear on the Merc is really, really good. Looks like he's going to get the line up around the outside, lay at the brakes. Can he hold around the outside? He does. Really nice move from Ridwan there, showing his quality. Now he gets to chase down, but the Smeg has already pulled a second lead. We'll see if Tim can hang on behind. He's got Lunacy in the WRX behind as well, chasing him down. Stingray and Banana have made up a couple of positions. Tex splits them actually through the death chicane. Looks like they've all gotten through fairly well, which is good to see, running to the back. Yep, they've all gotten through. So it's been a pretty clean start actually. It doesn't look like I haven't spotted any real incidents yet, which is always good to see. But it is Smeg who leads them around the final corner. The Ridwan's already slashed half a second off that time, so Ridwan looking real racy at the moment, but Smeg will lead them across lap 1, 23 lap race, so plenty of time to make moves. I believe race 2 was 17, so 40 laps all up, so plenty of time to really make your mark. Looks like we've got a 3 wide back here though. Stingray trying to sneak by Tim and Lunacy, gets to Lunacy, but can't quite squeeze around Tim. Tex is going to throw the nose in as well. Oh, a little bit of contact perhaps. He's going to push his way through on Lunacy, but Lunacy manages to hold on just. WRX not the best in a straight line. And looks like Tex is going to back out, but probably smart with the lack of safety cars, and then you will chance of catching up again. You really can't afford to be in your race, because once you're done pretty much. So possibly just being a bit cautious there, but still racing really hard. Stingray up at P4, we know how ferocious he is on the offense. Really good to see some fire. Ridwan still chasing down Smeg though, might be close enough for a dive here. 3/10, 2/10 in the toe. He's going to have a look, he's not quite going to be close enough. No, he's going to absolutely send it in the end. Really let the brakes. Smeg's going to do the up and under and get back through, but Ridwan really going for it there early in the race. But a bit too hard perhaps starting off there. Stingray gets him right back. Got Tim, Stingray, Lunacy, Tex. It looks like the battle to watch. Banana just behind, but not quite in the fight yet. Through this fast S section. Oh, and someone's off in the background. Who is that? It's BK. BK has hit the wall. Oh, and someone's clipped him as well. I think it's KD. BK has engine damage and pretty much damage over the entire car. That's going to really hurt his race. Oh, that's massive. I was just saying there's not really any chance to catch back up again. That's really big for BK. I think it was KD who clipped him. KD has escaped without damage, which is really fortunate for him. One other thing I didn't mention either is the compulsory tyre rule. I believe it's 7 laps in each tyre, but it might be 6. I don't quite remember. Ridwan will go around the outside of turn 1. Smeg leaves him space, but Ridwan too nice on the traction there and gets through for P1. Smeggy's on the softs, Ridwan is also on the softs, so those two looking to gun it. That probably explains the gap to Tim and Stingray. Tim is on the mediums, as is Stingray. They're going side by side. Stingray's going to have a look down the inside. Tim leaves in the space. Really respectful racing there. And Lunacy not quite close enough to sneak through as well, but Stingray now up into P3, so really on the offense there. Looks like Banana and Dynamite now going side by side. Some really nice camera angles here, actually. One thing GT Sport looks like it's really good at. Banana's going to try and switch back on Dynamite in the S section. Really difficult to do that. WRX really stuck through there. Probably the best car through the fast corners. Just sticks to the road so easily. But Banana probably has the edge in the straight line speed. Is he going to get a run? He's going to get a run. Will he send it under brakes? Sort of. Not really. Yeah, Dynamite leads in space. Banana probably not quite close enough alongside, although he does now on the exit. And they're going to go side by side through here. Who's going to back out? No one. Banana ends up backing out. Probably smart. Don't want to bin your race there, losing a lot of time potentially. But they've gotten through there. Nice. Candy Cane getting nice and loose in the background there. But this looks like a battle brewing again. Stingray and Lunacy side by side, former teammates, championship rivals from last season. Of course, Lunacy winning the championship ahead of Stingray as teammates, now rivals. And Stingray's going to come to the pits nice and early off those mediums. He's got damage. Just realised there, so Stingray has to repair some damage. That's really big there. So he might have clipped the wall there. He cleared those guys and he was back in that battle there. So that's big for Stingray. Comes out of the pits. He's pulling some soft tyres, so he's going to gun it now. But yeah, so he's hit the wall or another car somewhere. Just check to see if anyone else is damaged. Doesn't look like it, so he may have just clipped the wall there, which is unfortunate for him. But that's put him down the back, but with clear air, I reckon Stingray can still get right back into this. He's probably going to have to put on those mediums again though, because you have to meet that minimum tyre requirement. I will check that quickly because I want to be sure of what I'm saying. It is a 6-lap time minimum, so Stingray is doing 3 laps. He's going to have to put mediums on again at some point in the race. This looks like the battle to watch now. Lunacy chasing down Tex, who's chasing down Tim. Lunacy getting nice and wide on the curb there. Oh, who's that? Yeah, it's Kane getting really wide. It's going to lose him a lot of time. And Banana Josh and Stonetail, they've had average starts by the looks of things. 9 and 10, you expect them to be a little bit higher, but they will try and capitalise here on Candy Cane. Making a little bit of a mistake there. Also just ahead, Dynamite's chasing down Banana Cake Pie. We might ride on board here actually. We do have that luxury if we want it. I figure out what the camera choice is. Our camera thing is not working, so it looks like we're stuck on off board. Oh, that's a shame. Oh well, we'll stick with off board, that's okay. Dynamite down the inside of Banana. Banana leaves in the space. Can he get it done? Looks like he can. Banana will try to switch back there, get the power down nice and early. Really powerful move on this game. Power down is really important, and he's going to get the run back and probably will be ahead by the braking zone, but who will be later on the brakes? Lunacy ahead, tucking in behind Tex as well. They're going side by side too, but looks like Dynamite's going to try and send it on Banana, but not quite close enough. Banana will sweep through for P6. Banana Josh and Kane just behind there, fighting as well. Kane, Banana Josh around the outside of turn 2 now. Can he get it stuck? Looks like he has, and he's clear. It's a great move there for Banana Josh, getting by the BMW of Kane. Stonetail ready to pick up the pieces as well. So real racy there from the Mercedes boys. Really good to see. It looks like we've got, I think that's Airborne behind. Yeah, it is, ahead of KD and Stingray, who did pit. So plenty of battles going on here. We might actually jump aboard Lunacy here. I'm not sure why my camera choice isn't working. That's not it. Oh well, we will live without it for now. I do want to go on board with Lunacy to see what kind of run he could have. But never mind that, he's going to try and go around the outside here. He's not going to quite have the power to get it done on Tex. Really difficult to go around the outside there. No really way through here. So Lunacy trying to hunt down Tex. The strength of Subaru is in the corners. Oh, Banana smacked the wall in the background there, and that is engine damage for Banana Cake Pie. And that's going to lose him a lot of time positions. Stonetail goes by, Candy Cane goes by. Banana Josh as well there, just ahead went by, and looks like Airborne is going to get him as well, but that's massive for Banana Cake Pie. He's going to have to pit now. That's really annoying with that 6-lap time in them. He's going to have to put those mediums on again at some point. So Banana's going to pit, probably for softs. If he did it next lap, then it would be a lot easier for him because he could just dump those mediums to the rest of the race. But with the tyre requirements now being 6 laps on each compound, he's going to have to put those on again, so that's real costly for him. We might quickly flick back up to the front, see what the gap is. 2.5 seconds between Ridwan and Smeg. And Smeg is 4.5 ahead of Tim. So Tim holding his own in P3. He's got a bit of a gap to Tex and Lunacy, who will still nose to tail Dynamite just behind as well. So these guys look like the battle to watch. Now that Banana Cake Pie's out of that battle, which is a shame for him. Dynamite can focus on catching these two. And you got Josh in the Stone Tower in the Mercedes, going to try and line them up as well. You can see Lunacy here, really strong to here, but that Lexus of Tex just parking it on the apex. Lunacy doesn't really have too much for it, can't quite get the power down. Lou's got a nice toe here. I'm not sure if he's going to go for the move. Both of them are on mediums, I think. Yes, they are. And Lunacy looks like he's going to tuck in and just stay behind for now. But I reckon if Lunacy can get clear air ahead, then he can really use the strength of that WRX. But unfortunately, it just doesn't quite have the power down the straight to really make the most of a good run. It's too good on the entry of the corners, but there's no real way to get through. Always get nice and taily as well. You see the car's really jumping around through those curves. You want to take as much of them as you can, and they can unstop the car a lot. Lucy's nice and close here. He's only a 10th behind, and he's not going to go for it. Tex sort of defends the inside, but not really. Lunacy is going to try and probably get the run out of the corner, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Dynamite, you can see there behind, pulls in now, so getting rid of those tyres, those mediums, as soon as he possibly can. So Lunacy and Tex are going to go side by side actually into turn 1. So this could be the chance for Lunacy if he can hold it around the outside of 1. See what Tex can do under brakes. Looks like Lunacy, oh, they're pretty even under brakes. Lunacy's going to settle in and go for a switchback perhaps, but Tex plants the car in a really good spot there and doesn't let Lunacy get the run. So really nice defensive driving there from Tex, holding his own against that WRX. Lunacy has to settle again. So really nice battling here up and down the field. That midfield fight behind still looks like it's well and truly on. A couple more guys pitting. I think those Merc boys have pit as well. They were running 7 and 8, but have now dropped a bit. Oh, both Tex and Lunacy go a bit wide there, compromising their runs perhaps. So Lunacy's definitely not going to be close enough for a move. KD and Dynamite. So Dynamite's pit and come out just behind KD. He's going to have some really fresh soft tyres as opposed to KD's old mediums. So should be a pretty comfortable move for Dynamite. KD runs a little bit deep there. The straight line speed of the DBR might save him, but I think the grip of Dynamite is just going to be a little bit too much. He's going to be able to go so much later on the brakes. The strength of WRX being the corners and the braking zone should be done. Can KD hold around the outside? Not quite, so KD's going to have to tuck in there. Still on those medium tyres, so looking like he's going to try and extend the stint, maybe do a stop less. Whereas some guys stop on those mediums as soon as they possibly can. So some real strat thought provoking things here. I believe we have reduced the tyre wear compared to last season, so there are a couple more options you can do with the strategy, being able to stay out and do a couple more longer stints. Looks like Lunacy's going to come in, so maybe, I think if Lunacy's coming in now, KD's coming in now, it's probably going to be a 2-stop race, medium soft. I think most people are probably going to do a 2-stop, but we'll have to wait and see. Looks like Ridwan and Smega's still out in those softs, so they've got plenty of life in them. You can see that wears almost nothing, so maybe it is a 1-stop for these guys. Fuel dependent, the fuel should make it. With a 1-stop you can refuel, so looks like the 1-stop might be the way to go for the top 2. A couple guys in the midfield maybe do it a 2-stop. Tim in Tex, they also haven't pitted yet, so they're probably coming in for a 1-stop as well, because the Tex has used a little bit more fuel, you see on the indicator there, compared to Tim. So that Lexus looks a little bit more thirsty than the DBR9. Airborne also has not hit. Dynamite has, so Dynamite hasn't refueled, so Dynamite's definitely going to have to pit again, but with those fresh tyres, maybe able to make up the gap. We'll have to wait and see. So yeah, that's kind of the stats of the race. It's a bit difficult because we can't quite see what tyres everyone's on without flicking into them individually, and we can't really see the gaps, so it's a bit hard to tell how the strat's going to play out until right at the end where the stints kind of realign. But we'll see what we can do in terms of grabbing our battles on the track. Dynamite looking like it's got some nice pace. I might ride quickly with that race leader for a little while. Ridwan showing some nice pace. He's going to come in the pits, looks like it. Yep, so we'll see what he jumps onto on the soft tyres. He might throw on mediums now. He's going to refuel a little bit, so mediums it is. He may be able to stretch it at the end, but I'm not sure. The fuel's in close. I don't think he's actually going to be able to get to the end. It might be quicker to go softs anyway. Ridwan emerged into P2 just ahead of Tex. Tim's pit as well. So we'll jump on board with Smeg then for a little while, as he's still out on his first set of tyres, so he might be trying to one-stop it compared to Rid One's two. That would be my guess at this stage of the race. Just behind, looks like Tex is going to try and keep up with Rid One, but probably won't quite have the tyre life in him. Tex hasn't pit yet, still in his mediums. Rid One on the fresh mediums will have a lot more pace at the moment. This midfield battle, look at that, there's a lot of cars in real close proximity here. Josh leading a bit of a train, Lunacy and Tim. Tim's come out behind Lunacy, so Lunacy's got a nice undercut here on Tim actually. That's a really big undercut actually, because Tim was ahead. So Lunacy with the strat call, getting in nice and early. So now it's on Tim to catch that back up again. You can see Lunacy's got a bit less fuel in that WRX, probably can save a tiny bit more with the car. But Lunacy with that undercut is really going to help him. Track position is pretty important in this game. You want to be in the best place at the best time. That's generally ahead of the car you're fighting. So Lunacy is doing really nice in strat so far, but still probably another stop, to do. So can't quite congratulate him too much yet. I'm not too sure what the strat of all the guys is going to be. Stone Tower kind of in the middle of nowhere at the moment. He's got 3 seconds ahead and 3 seconds behind, so he's going to have to try and get his head down and do some laps. He's also pit recently, I think. Tex is in for mediums, off mediums, so probably going to put some softs on. We'll see where he comes out. Might be around about Stone Tail, maybe just ahead actually. Just having a quick look at the map. Oh no, it's going to be just behind, so Tex losing a little bit there. You can see Tex is coming out there. He's going to drop behind Kane as well, I think. It's going to be really close in the exit, and I think Kane's going to have the overspeed. Yeah, he does. So Tex drops to 10th behind the Stone Tower. So Stone Tower now's the time to push while he's got a car in between him and Tex. Kane in that really nice BMW livery made by Viper. Tex is going to want to have to clear him as soon as he possibly can. We might stay with this battle actually. Should be done fairly quickly. I think Kane on the mediums now, so it won't quite have the tyre grip, won't make it too hard. Yeah, just lets Tex through there. So probably smart from Kane. We'll see if Kane can stick on the back of Tex here and possibly try and follow him through. A little bit further up, we've still got Josh and Lunacy going side by side. Lunacy going to go around the outside. Can he hold it? That WRX really nice with the downforce there, but now Josh will hold it on the inside. Give each other room. Who's ahead? I think Bernard Josh is just clear. Yes, so Lunacy's going to have to slot in again. Lunacy looking really racy at the moment. Joshy doing well to hold on through the tight section. Lunacy takes out a lot tighter, a lot more confidence in that WRX perhaps than the Mercedes of Bernard Josh. He might line up and move here into the last corner, or he might wait for the main straight. Yeah, he's going to slot behind. Bernard Josh takes a lot earlier apex there, so Lunacy's going to try and get the power down. Does so. It's literally really powerful. He's already nearly alongside there. He's going to have to slot back in because that Merc is going to be a lot quicker in the straight line than the WRX is naturally. But with the slipstream, Lunacy could get a nice run here. Although he doesn't quite have the car power, slots back in again for a third time. Can he make the move under brakes? Looks like he's not going to try. He's going to maybe line up the exit, but Bernard just putting his car in a good spot. Doing nicely there, and Lunacy is going to try and get the run out. Looks like he's got a pretty nice run. If he can hold on the inside, he might be able to squeeze him out of the hairpin. He's going to get through. There you go. So great move there from Lunacy on the traction. Bernard Josh has to settle in behind. Both of them on the soft tyres, pretty much from a similar strat. So this is a genuine race of position here, possibly for a podium or a P4 as it stands. I think it's currently net P3 with Airborne and Dynamite, who both start to pit again. But Lunacy all over the back of Airborne here. Airborne really struggling. Looks like he hasn't pit yet on the soft tyres, so he's going to have a lot less grip. He's probably held Lunacy up a tiny bit. That might let Josh have another look. But Lunacy needs to clear him now. He's not going to. Oh, he's going to go around the outside on the curb. I'm not sure why he didn't go inside, but he's going to get it done just probably. No, Airborne's going to hang on to Lunacy. Wasting the time here. It's going to let Josh back into this fight, so Lunacy needs to get this done as soon as possible. He's going to be pushing through this section, which you don't want to be right behind a car because you can't see. But you see Airborne struggling all over the place. Lunacy left, right. Can't quite get the run in. Josh, I think, is going to get the run here. What can they do? There might be 3 wide into this final corner. Josh is going to be on the inside of both of them. Oh, and there's a bit of contact there. It looks like Lunacy's going to have to let Josh through. So that hesitation's let Josh back into the fight. Airborne is still right there, though. Still definitely well and truly on. Airborne's going to try and hold on the outside of Lunacy. But Lunacy does have the toe of Josh, so he'll be hoping he can clear the BMW finally. Still to side by side though, but Josh back into P4, Lunacy into P5. Airborne might have a little look, but probably going to back out of it. Lunacy should have the grip to hang on here if he can get around the outside, but Airborne defensive driving. So Lunacy a bit too cautious, I reckon. Really needs to go for it and let get by Airborne and get on with his race, because now he's just going to be losing time to Josh. You can see he's already lost about a second. You can see Tim right behind there, so that undercut that we saw from Lunacy is already gone that time. Again, Tim has already caught that back up in this little fight here from Lunacy. So Lunacy, he's going to have to go for it. He has to go for it. Inside, outside. No, he's going to sit behind again. So, Mr. Champion being too nice. He is the defending champion, but at the moment it's costing him a lot of time racing Airborne as he is. And look at Tim, he's right there for the straight line speed of the DBR9. He might even fancy himself a look here, and he's going to go down the inside. Is Tim. Lunacy, late defensive move. Tim's going to go down the inside. He's going to get them both. Tim, double move into the hairpin. He's going to get it done. Lunacy and Airborne still side by side, but fantastic driving there from Tim in the Aston Martin. Lunacy slots him behind again, so Lunacy losing even more time. You can see Banana Josh well up the road now. But Tim, man of the moment, gets that double move done really nicely. And Airborne's on the wall, and he's sideswiped Lunacy, and that's finally going to let Lunacy through. Airborne is going to have some suspension damage, so he might have to pit soon. The Smeg pits now with 1% of fuel left, so really stretching those tyres, definitely doing a one-stop. But Lunacy dropping down in terms of time. Josh comes in, Lunacy's wide again, so losing more time. Airborne finally is going to pit to repair that damage. And it looks like Josh, Josh, Airborne and Smeg all in. So Smeg's put on the soft tyres, the medium tyres. He's going to come out behind these guys. So Lunacy and Tim are going to have to stop one more time, or Smeg will go to the end. So we'll see where they end up at the end of the race. But Tim now back into net P3 or P2. Smeg is now out of it, so it is P2. Dynamite still, he has to pit one more time, I think. That fuel is well and truly down, so Dynamite, he will probably drop back down towards the P6, 7 area, but some really crazy racing there for potential podium between Lunacy, Josh and Tim. Really great battling. Dragon Trail producing the goods as it always does. That's why it is the season opener. Really good with the action there. KD's in a bit of no man's land. Josh has come out 7 seconds behind, so he's going to have to claw back a bit of time. Airborne also 4 seconds behind. Stonetail still in a bit of a race of his own, so Stonetail, not too sure what's happened to him. Not sure if he's just missing a bit of pace or if we've missed a little instance or something, but not quite on the ball. Gemmo was behind him, Candy Cane behind Gemmo. Stingray right down in 13th, so Stingray's a long way off. He's a minute off the pace, so I reckon he's had another calamity here as Stingray. 13th place is not what you'd expect him. And then we saw Banana binned it and BK also binned it. So they've both paid the consequences a little bit in this race, 14th and 15th. We'll be at the front for the next race, so maybe Iden off the podium, but not too sure about Stingray. He may have made another couple of stops. He's fuel to the end, but well and truly off the pace at the moment. Speaking of someone who's not off the pace, Reborn is clearly in P1 at the moment. He's currently got a 14-second lead over Lunacy, and I think he's going to probably have to come in the next lap or two. I think he pit lap 7 or 8 from memory, so he can pit in the next lap or two and put softs onto the end to meet that 6-lap medium tyre requirement. So he's going to drop back a lot closer to Lunacy, although Lunacy does have to pit as well, as does Tim. So top 3 all have to pit again. I know Tex probably has to pit again. KD will have to pit again. Dynamite, I think, is the first guy who does not have to pit again. He'll make it to the end, as will Josh and Smeg behind. So Dynamite's actually got a pretty nice undercut there. Maybe he is doing he pit really early on, didn't he? So Dynamite in a really nice trap position there. He has jumped Josh and Smeg, so Smeg's lost a lot of time staying out on those soft tyres, possibly having to refuel a little bit more. We saw at the pit stop, I think Banana Josh had a fair bit more fuel in it than the Smeg, so that Mercedes may be a bit better on the fuel than Smeggy's Aston. But Smeggy now in P8, going to the end. Grid 1 does pit this lap, so he should still emerge in the lead though. Probably just Lunacy and Tim P2 and P3 at the moment. When are they going to come in? Probably in the next lap or two. Where's Ridwan coming out? He's going to be behind these two. Might be just around about curving Texas. Yep, so Ridwan's in ahead of Tex there, so P3. Tex does have a pit again, but in sight. So Ridwan now definitely good to go to the end on the soft tyres, so he can gun it, probably go for a fastest lap, which he currently does hold, 37.4. So only a little bit off his pole time, which I think was a 37.1 from memory. The way this game works, you're probably more likely to beat your pole lap in the race if you put on some fresh softs at the end with the fuel. I'm sure he'll try and get that fastest lap, try and secure it if he can. He's set 6.5, about 7 seconds off the lead. So Ridwan looks pretty set, minus any major mishaps for the first win of the season. Tex is looking pretty nice as well. I think Lucy and Tim are going to come out pretty close to Tex, or they will have to pit again. Dynamite's going to be a really interesting one because he's not too far off either. So Dynamite with a really nice strategy in this race. Joshy and Smeg following behind, and Airborne's keeping up with Smeg here. They're both set to go to the end, both of them on the medium tyres. So we'll see if Airborne can catch up. Stone Towel is also probably going to be good to go to the end on the soft tyres, so he may catch those two come the end of the race. The softs will have plenty of grip for a while, now that the tyre wear is slightly more reduced than it was last season. I think it's 3 times tyre wear now instead of 5 as it was. Lucy pits now, so first of those top few guys to come into the pits, he's going to come out probably around about the Dynamite area. Actually, might fall behind Dynamite. So Dynamite's nailed this strat. I might have to ask him about it because he's got it absolutely bang on, jumped a fair few positions. Lucy's going to fall behind him. He's going to fall behind Banana Josh as well. No, he's just ahead. So Lucy's set to go to the end. Josh is also going to the end. So this is a fight for position. P5, effectively P4 when Tex pits. So what's the gap between Lucy and Dynamite? It's 2.8 seconds. So Lucy should be able to catch that up. But depending on his approach, whether he can get by Dynamite. Judging by that first battle we saw with Lucy and Tim and Airborne, Lucy really not that aggressive on the overtakes. He's going to have to be if he wants to go up this podium though, because I'm sure Dynamite's not going to let him drive past. So Smeggy P7, he's lost out a little bit doing that one stop, so I looks like the 2 stop was the way to go in the end, because Smeg was running in a comfortable P2 or P3 earlier in the race, so really lost out the strat there, but you learn as you go, I guess. Now what's Tim going to do? I expect Tim to come in the next lap or two. If he wants to beat Lunacy, he probably has to respond now, and he does. So Tim is in the pits. We'll see what kind of undercut Lunacy can get. We saw him get a really nice one in the first stint. We'll stay on board with, we might actually stay on board with Bernard Josh, because I think he might come out in a very similar position. Tex is also in, so he'll come out just behind these guys, probably close to Smeg. Will Tex come out? So where is Tim? Tim's still in his pit box. He's on the exit now. He's going to come out just behind Lunacy, but will he be ahead of Banana Josh? Yes, so that's important there for Tim, getting clear of Banana Josh, and now he can resume his charge on Lunacy. They'll both be trying to hunt down Dynamite. So nice job there for Tim, getting that straight okay. Had to pit that lap, otherwise he would have lost to Banana Josh on the undercut as well. So getting that done, which is good. This is now a 3-way fight. Who can catch Dynamite first? I guess Dynamite, no slouch at all, still sitting in a nice P2 there, but he's got a target on his back for these guys who've pit recently, got a little bit fresher tyres with the Dynamite. Tyres still in fairly good condition as well, so it's not like Dynamite's going to get swallowed up. I think he's going to be a real shout for this podium as well, but I'm sure Lunacy and Tim would love to jump him, as with Banana Josh. Where has Smeg come out relative to them? Smeg's got Tex right on his gearbox here, so those two really fighting hard. Tex on the soft, Smeg on the medium. Smeg defends inside really aggressively, making sure Tex does not sneak down there. He's going to make it as hard as he can for the Lexus driver. He's going to defend nicely. Tex on the switchback. Can he get powered down? He does, and he's going to get through, I think, on the track. And Smeg's probably going to have to bail out of it, and he does. Slots in behind the Lexus, so Smeggy losing another position there. That one stop doesn't look like it was the way to go. He's going to lose out curving, although I'm sure he's going to give it his best efforts to get back ahead. But with the grip of those softs of Tex, I'm not sure what more he can do. He's going to look down the inside. Tex is going to try and hold it. Plenty of racing room left for each other, which is great to see. Really quality drivers, these two. Really nice to race wheel to wheel. Aggressive but fair. This is a fantastic battle. Stick with these guys because this looks like the fight we all want to watch. Smeggy will go down the inside of 1, it will be the outside of 2. Tex, will he be alongside enough to stay there? He will be there side by side. Tex is probably going to run Smeg. Smeg battles out of it and Tex will stay ahead. So Smeggy, what can he do? Can he hang on through this end of first, second sector and have a ping at the hairpin again? It's going to be tough on those medium tyres, but if anyone can do it, surely it's Smeg. Tex, he's going to have to try and stretch the legs and get himself in a position where he's not under threat. You can see now he's stretching on the traction there, already gained a 10th or 2 on the Smeg. So Tex looking nice. Airborne behind, he's in this fight as well, they're also on the medium. So him and Smeg on the same strat, but I don't think he's going to be able to catch Tex on those medium tyres. Gap is now at 8.5 tenths, so Tex may be just out of reach now for Smeg, so may have to now settle for 7th with Smeg. He will have a bit of track position on these guys in the sprint race when they do flip rounds, but I'm sure Smeg would have wanted a lot higher considering the start of the race that he had clearly in P2. So a little bit disappointing, but still 6 laps to go, so still plenty more can happen. Plenty of hazardous spots on the track for someone to bin it, so Smeg needs to keep his head down, keep pushing and see what he can muster up. While this spin happening, these 3 still in formation. Bernard Josh following Tim, following Lunacy. And you can see Dynamite's right there as well. 1.1 seconds is the gap now, so that's come down slightly, but Dynamite not quite under pressure yet, so doing really nicely. Still putting the laps in under the pressure, so Dynamite holding his nerve against the defending champion in Lunacy. Up and coming Tim. He's shown some fantastic pace towards the latter end of last season and the start of this season, so good for Tim. See if he can make himself a regular podium contender. And Bernard Josh came to this league really strongly. He's always going to be a factor in podiums. He's about 2 seconds back, so with the tyres now starting to lose a big grip, we'll have to see what kind of laps these guys can do. The slightly heavier Merc may not be as good on the heavier on the older tyres. I think neither will Tim's Aston. I think Lunacy's probably going to have the best pace of them on the old tyres. You can see he's closing up on his teammate Dynamite. These two both in the WRX, flying the flag for Kennedy Motorsport. As BK is well out of the race after that fairly hefty crash. Lucy's actually purple at the second sector here, so picking up a nice toe. I wonder if he can snag this fastest lap. Currently at 36.9, so he's now 2 tenths quicker than pole position time for Ridge 1. Nice and comfortable. But this is the battle we want for the podium. Lunacy on Dynamite. What can he do here with 4 laps to go when they cross the line? Actually, no, it's 5 laps to go. My mistake, because Ridge 1 has already crossed the line. Lunacy trying to get the run on Dynamite. He's got a really nice exit there. 2 tenths behind in the toe, make that 1 tenth. He's going to be really close in turn 1. Lunacy does improve in his laps at 37.4, not going to be the fastest lap, but he's going to go down the inside, will be the outside of the braking zone. Can he hold it round the outside of his teammate? He does. Probably not too much hard fighting there for the teammates. Lunacy gets through on Dynamite into P2, so great job there for Lunacy, getting himself into P2, getting that undercut in the first spin. It's really helped him here. Although he was pretty non-aggressive on the battling, he's managed to put in the laps when it counts and has jumped up into P2, so great job there from the defending champ against a really quality defender in Dynamite. Now, what can Tim do? Can Tim follow Lunacy through? It's not going to be easy because Dynamite's now going to be able to get towed along by Lunacy. That Subaru is going to be nice in the second sector, whereas that Aston's probably going to be a bit understeery. Dynamite's not going to be close enough to have a ping, but Tim is definitely well out of this battle now on this lap. Josh isn't quite close enough, Tex isn't quite close enough. Smeg's 2 seconds behind Tex now, and Airborne's not been able to catch Smeg, so those guys are fairly stagnant. Stone Talon P9, he's actually got KD right in his tail, so those two both on soft tyres, fairly even. KD naughty with a penalty there. He's going to have to work that off at some point. He might have a ping, he's going to slot in a little bit behind, work off a tiny bit of that penalty there. Currently about 4 tenths, so you can do that fairly easily in the braking zones if you just lift a little bit earlier, but he's going to have to serve that at some point. But looking real racy against the Stone Tower, he's struggling, must be said. Probably would have expected to see Prezzo a bit closer to that top 5 fight. but it doesn't quite look like he's got the car hooked up around here yet. KD in 10th. I know his goal was to get right into that midfield battle. He's almost there, but these two are a fair bit off that fight where I'm sure they would have wanted to be. Now someone's in. Who's that? Josh is in again. So Josh is coming out in P6. He's lost to Tex and the Smeg. So interesting strat there for Josh. He's put on softs again. He might be going for a fastest lap. He's lost a couple of positions on track, so he's going to have to gain about 3 seconds of time in the last 3 laps to get back to P5, which is doable, but maybe he was running a bit lean on the fuel. I'm not too sure why I see pit, but now the maximum he can get is probably P5, so he's given up on that Tim Dynamite battle. Now let's have a quick look down here. Stingray's worked up to 11. He's got a time penalty, so have to work that off at some point. He's had a race to forget. He has managed to jump Kane. BK is going to be just behind Kane as well. Banana and Gemmo. Gemmo right at the back as well, so he may have had an off as well because he was running ahead. BK's had a race to forget, as has Banana. But we'll jump back on board with KD because he's now cleared the Stone Tower. So KD with a lot more pace at the moment. Stone Tower not happy in that Merc. Although if KD can't get rid of that penalty, Stone Tower may still be within chance to get 9th place. But looks like KD's probably just got the overall pace at the moment. Hits that outside ball slightly, gets the car through. He's done pretty well there. So KD, a second and a half now clear of the Stone Tower. He's got 5.5 seconds to airball, so probably not going to be able to get him. Smeg and Josh going at it now. So Joshy has managed to clear Smeg on those fresh softs. What can Smeg do to fight back is going to be in the not DRS, the toe. It's not Formula 1. There is no DRS on GT cars. Smeg's going to go around the outside of the braking zone. He's going to be able to stick it. Joshy gives him the space. Smeg is just ahead, but Josh should have the grip on those fresh softs. He should hang on easily, and he does. Smeg doing his absolute best in his older mediums, but not quite going to have the grip. So Josh now in P6. He's got about 3.5 seconds now to take, so he's lost a little bit of time in that battle. Lost about a second and a bit, so Josh is going to have to push now to try and get that P5 back. Tex will be saying thank you very much, but we'll have to see what he can do. Tim's still following Dynamite, not quite close enough to make a move. He's currently about 9, 8 tenths, so he's getting close, he's getting real close, but he doesn't have very long left. Dynamite still behind Lunacy, but not in a position really to fight either. But Ridwan is coming around to start the final lap, so we'll have to make sure we're on board with him for the end of the race. But been a really solid drive, currently 14.5 seconds in the lead, so really making his name for himself. We all know his reputation already in this tier. A really strong driver, but he's going to start the final lap. We'll jump back here to Dynamite Tim though, because this is the battle for the podium. And what can Tim do in terms of traction? He's going to try and get power down. Tyres a fair bit younger than Dynamite's, but that Subaru looking like it's pretty nice in the old tyres. Tim's getting close, 7 tenths, 6 tenths. He might be able to have a ping at the back straight. It's not going to be close enough yet, but Dynamite, he's probably just about lost the toe from Lunacy now, so that's not going to help him. But Tim getting nice and close behind. Josh currently still 3.5 seconds behind Tex, so that battle might be done as well. Smeg still behind Josh, Airborne and KD not close enough to make a move each other either. Stingray a long way behind the Stone Tower in 10th. So we will stay with this top few guys, 2, 3, 4. And Tim's got a really nice run here. I reckon Tim's going to be lining up a move perhaps out of the S section. If he can get that Aston turned in, Subaru's probably the best car through here, and the Aston's probably one of the weakest. But Dynamite's a bit deep, feeling the pressure from Tim. If Tim can nail this exit, he might have a real chance here. He's done quite well, and I reckon he's going to get the run. What is Dynamite going to do to defend? He's going to defend the inside. Tim's going to go in the slipstream. He's going to go inside, outside. Dynamite makes sure he can't get the inside, and he's going to just hang on around the outside. But can Tim get power down? Or he's going to give it a fair crack. Squeeze on the exit by Dynamite. Is Tim going to try and sneak through? They're side by side, or Dynamite just hangs on there. Tim, he's got one more chance in the last corner. Oh, and Dynamite's on the wall. He's fallen under the pressure, and he's got his line wrong, and that's going to give Tim P3. And Dynamite's probably going to lose to Tex and maybe even Banana Josh as well, but that's massive. Ridwan has crossed the line for P1, an absolute dominant race. Lunacy's clawed back a bit of time this lap, with 14 seconds back. P2 for Lunacy in clear air, getting the laps in when it counts. Tim takes P3 in a great fight with Dynamite, trying to leave each other space, but a place you can't really go side by side there. Tex is going to come home ahead of Dynamite, and Josh is going to be really close to him as well. He might actually just get him on the line here. So Dynamite looking like a possible podium, but is now dropped behind Josh. So Josh finishes P5, Dynamite P6, Smeg P7 after running pretty high up early on. Airborne the reserve P8. KD will come across in P9, well ahead of the Stone Tail, who's got engine damage now, so Stone Tail's been dead as well on the last lap, so not ideal for him. Stingray P11 with that penalty still, and he's sliding, hit the wall as well. But yeah, that was a pretty crazy opening race, some really nice side-by-side action, a bit of controversy, a bit of tough battling, but that's the kind of stuff we like to see as viewers. Prezzo will take 10th place, Stingray will come around the final corner now in 11th. Gemmo in the chat, imagine having damage and not fixing it. I think you should ask Lucy about that one actually. I think he did that as well. It's probably not the way to go, I would say. Kane finishes 12th, BK with 13th, Janmo and Benike Pipe both been lapped, so BK will be the last one across the line, 1 minute and 22 off the lead after getting some bad damage. But that is the first race of the season. It is Ridwan who will take the chocolates, repping the Castrol SLS AMG. So really nice drive from Ridwan there, superb job. Ahead of Lunacy and Tim. Congratulations to Tim for getting on the podium there. Really solid drive. I believe we will now have a 5 or 10 minute or so break before the next race. So we will just chill out in the menu here, I think, and we will come back in a sec. I'll just double check that we're not going to do a second stream. I don't think we will. Just bear with us for a sec, I'll just figure out what's happening. Alright, we'll keep the stream. So we'll just go AFK for a couple of minutes perhaps. 5-minute break, so not too long. So if you need to take a pee break, get a snack, now's the time to do so. I may mute my mic for a sec, so I'll come back as soon as the race starts. So we'll take a time out and be back in a couple of minutes. Alright, I think we're just a minute or so away from starting. It is a reverse grid race, so the field will be a bit jumbled up. We'll have to just double check what that is in the brief time we have before the race starts. But 17 lap race now, it is a 5 lap tyre minimum, so you must use the softs and the mediums for 5 laps each at least in the race. Judging by the first race, it may be a pretty comfortable one stop for most people. But we'll see what people do in terms of varying it up. See if anyone tries to stop it. We'll have to wait and see. A couple of guys doing donuts on the track, it looks like. Might just stay on the menu here though. So a couple of quick guys at the back. We've got Stingray, Banana and BK all had poor first races. They'll be starting at the front for this race, so it's a chance for them to get some points back. Yeah, slightly less weighting than the first race, but if you can have one good race, then that keeps you in the fight. And judging by the last season or two, that midfield fight, every point really counts, so we'll see if they can bounce back. In terms of the quick guys, everyone at the front is going to have to work through the field. I've got Lunacy Tim also going to have to make some overtakes to get back to their top positions from the first race. But the sprint race is a really good opportunity for those midfield guys to get some track position and hold on to it. Now that the field is so much closer than it was in season 1, it's a real chance for some of those top midfield guys to really get some solid points from the quick guys and keep that championship fight nice and interesting. So really good to have 2 races here with the reverse grid. It's going to be real spicy seeing who can make their overtakes quickly and cleanly. Really easy to just send it, but you need a bit of finesse about it if you're going to get through efficiently and without damage or post-race consequence. So it's always a real challenge, the sprint race, but a lot of fun as well, as you see plenty of fighting. So yeah, as I mentioned, 5 lap compulsory tyres, so we probably will not see anyone pit before the 5 lap mark. I assume people will try and do a one stop. We'll have to wait and see. But I think we're just about ready to go for the second race. I'll just run through the top few when we get onto the screen, as I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head. Actually, you know what? I think, is that grid on the left hand side what the order is? I think it is. Yeah, there we go. So Gemma will be on pole. Assuming this is correct, Gemma will be on pole ahead of Banana Cake Pie, ahead of BK, Kane, Stingray, Stone Tower, KD, Airborne, Smeg, Dynamite will be the top 10 for the sprint race. So some fast blokes in there. We'll see if anyone can get a jump and get some clear at the start of the race. See who jumps in those softs to really gun it, and see who. What's going on here? There we go. Sure, we had a bit of a glitch for a sec. We'll see who jumps on the softs to gun it and who's going to try and get those mediums out of the way. It looks like Jamo on pole position. He's going to start on mediums. Banana Cake's on softs, BK on mediums, Kane on softs, Stingray mediums, Stone Town mediums. So a bit of variety at the top there. Expect to see Banana Cake Pines try and stretch at the start, but we are ready to go, and it looks like Jamo gets the launch. The WRX of, I think that's BK, getting a bit off the line, a bit sluggish off the line. Banana Cake Pie will try and get the run to turn 1. Top 2 guys nice close together, field nice and spread behind. Up the front it is going to be Banana Cake Pie, or is it going to be Jamo? It's going to be Banana Cake Pie taking the lead in turn 1. Bit of contact between the 2 BMWs of Kane and Jamo. Behind the Stone Tower's gotten a nice start ahead of Stingray, Smeg, Tex, KD. So BK's dropped a long way down to P8 now. Now he's got a couple of guys on the inside now there. The Banana Cake Pie getting the jump. Looks like the top 5. Stone Tower trying to sneak through on Stingray, trying to go around the outside. Stingray's going to get a nice run into the S section. Stone Tower trying to go on the attack, but now has gone to defence against Stingray down the inside. Still side by side, and Stone Tower hold around the outside. Really difficult to hold the line through here and not to make contact, but it looks like they've done alright there. But got to watch out for the Smeg. He's going to have a nice run behind these guys, and we finally get to change the camera angles. There we go. This is what we've been waiting for the entire time. Smeg going to get a run on the Stone Tower. He's going to send it down the inside, but Stone Tower late on the brakes. Smeg's not quite going to be able to stick the nose in at the head. The 2 BMWs gone right at it, and geez, they're fighting real hard. Stingray's going to have to settle back, but that's just letting Banana Cake Pie run off into the sunset. So Jamo and Candy Cane really racing each other hard. Stingray pushing them through, and there's contact, and someone's in the wall. It's Jamo. Jamo is in the wall, and that's big damage there. It's putting it right back. Oh, he's come on track and he's taken out a couple of people as well. Who is that? I think that's Lunacy's round. Dynamite is round. That's got pretty much full damage there. Lunacy looks like he's just dodged that, but he's lost a fair bit of track position there. But Airborne, Rid1 looks like they've all gotten away with that damage, but I think that was a little bit of a touch there. Someone's in the pits there. I think that is possibly, who is it? Stingray's in the pits. So Stingray getting rid of those medium tyres straight away. He's put more mediums on. He may have had some damage to repair as well. But big things happening at the start there. You can see here, Bernard Josh trying to get by BK, but not quite going to get it done. Smeg just ahead as well. But big scenes on lap 1. Dynamite is so disappointed in him after losing out on the podium in the first race, and now losing out on another good result here in the second race. Getting caught up with the unghosting. Oh, Candy Cane's off the track there as well. That's going to let Banana Cape High even further ahead. He's got a 2.7 get to Texan P3 now. So Kane in the middle of him looks like he's really struggling. Got the 2 Aston Martins of KD ahead of the Smeg now. So the Smeg may have made a little mistake. KD's going to go deep and he's going to try and go down the inside of the Stone Towers. Contact the Stone Towers on the wall. Oh, and he's lost a lot of time. He's got damage too. And Josh almost Rid1, sorry, almost runs to the back of him. So Stone Tower getting pushed out by KD. He's now back down in P12 with damage, and he's probably going to have to pit the next couple of laps. We've got plenty of action. Lunacy and Airborne. Lunacy around the outside. I'm not sure he's going to hold it though. Airborne on the inside is going to have to run to get him back. Rid1 trying to hunt down Tim and Banana Josh, and BK just ahead of them. Lots happening in the first couple of laps. Guys making mistakes, guys crashing into each other, trying to be aggressive. And a couple of guys, unfortunately, may get a little bit of trouble post-race perhaps, but we'll leave that to the shoes. We won't talk too much about that. Looks like just ahead, Timad is going to try and get down BK, and he's done it. A little bit of push there. The 2 Mercedes boys of Banana Josh and Rid1 also going side by side. Rid1 trying to get through on his teammate. Banana Josh with the run. These guys are running side by side. Who's going to give in there? They're both really, really aggressive drivers. Very clean, fair drivers, and very, very fast. Who's going to get out ahead? Looks like Banana Josh is going to defend the inside. He's just going to hang on. BK's back down the inside of T-Man, just ahead as well. So BK back into P6, but for how long? One's a bit wide. It's going to open the door again for Tim. Oh, and Banana Josh is on the grass, and that's led Rid1 through as well. So Tim, these guys all having a massive fight here, and Tim's going to squish him. BK is on the grass, and he's going to hold it. No, he's... Oh, hold it. No, he's gone round. A little bit of a touchdown. The apex tried for so long to catch that. BK having another poor race now. Oh, that's going to be so frustrating for him. I know he really loves the track, and he's started to really get the hang of the Subaru, but not going his way. He's now dropped behind Stingray in P12. Rid1 and now trying to... Oh, he's lost out to Lunacy here. Lunacy trying to get through on these 2. Banana Josh. And Lunacy's going around the outside of Josh. Can he get stuck? Joshy ghosting a little bit. Lunacy's very, very wide, and that might let Rid1 back through. Lunacy running a lot more exit curb there than a lot of other guys, and he's going to get through. So Rid1 now in between Josh and Lunacy. Oh, did someone just kiss the wall there? I think Josh has kissed the wall, perhaps, but I think he's gotten away without damage, but he's got a time penalty for cutting the corner. Rid1's now going to get through on his teammate. Just behind Airborne and Stingray side by side, but Rid1 now through on Josh, and Lunacy might try and follow him. But 2 Mercs will be in each other's turn. Will probably be able to help each other down the straight against Lunacy. But all happening here in the midfield, lots and lots of drama unfolding. Up the front, we haven't really mentioned too much. Tex and the Smeg have both got Candy Cane, although looks like Kane and Smeg still going side by side. Kane's in the gravel there, and Smeg, oh, and he's round. Oh, he's just held it there, but he's going to lose a lot of time. No, he's coming back on the track. Oh, that's going to be the longest attempted save I've ever seen, but Candy Cane's now dropped right back as well. That's a real shame, running up towards the front after that sprint race, but people going everywhere. That's now put Smeg into P3 and KD into P4, Tim in P5, so Aston Martin 3, 4, 5 as it stands at the moment. These guys still having a nice big battle though. Lunacy chasing down the 2 Mercs, and you can see Stingray right behind them as well now. This fight has really helped Stingray and Airborne catch up. Lunacy's going to try and get a bit of a switch back through here. They're all trying to get a switch back on each other. Might have to jump on board here actually. I really want to see this from the back. Now we'll jump on board with Stingray here. Although it looks like Lunacy's going to be perhaps the one to line up and move, but Rid1 might send up Banana Josh late on the brakes. Nice and aggressive. Banana Josh leaving plenty of space, ghosting a bit to get rid of that penalty, and Lunacy might sneak past Banana Josh as well. Looks like he's got the run. Josh is probably going to have to settle. and he gets through. Stingray's also get through Josh. There's a little bit of contact, but Stingray gets through, and Josh now loses a couple of positions in a couple of corners. Shame for him, but back him to get back into this race. But Stingray now up into P8 ahead of Lunacy. I'm sorry, behind Lunacy, who's behind Ridwine. So this battle's still well and truly on. Stingray looking real race. He almost runs it back up Lunacy there on the brakes. Lunacy a bit wide in the exit corner. Looks like he's trying to take as much speed as he can in that WRX as Lunacy, but pushing the limits a bit too much. I'm not too sure. But Stingray now looks like he's going to have the run on Lunacy. Lunacy probably not quite got the straight line speed, have a ping at Ridwine, but can Stingray get something done? It doesn't look like he's going to. No. Behind Bernard Josh and Airborne going side by side. Airborne, can he hold it? Not quite. Bernard Josh will squeeze him on the apex of the corner and stay P9. Lunacy Stone Tower was also dropped back, so I'm not sure what's happened to Stone Tower there. Kane, Gemma and Dynamite. I did hear Stone Tower maybe having a few brake dramas, which is going to help his confidence or pace. But that's quite frustrating for him, I'm sure, if that is true. But plenty happening here. Joshy defending for his life. Unfortunately losing to a few people who are now fighting really hard. Stingray and Lunacy and Ridwine nice and close. Stingray may have a ping here. We'll jump on the hood cam here. No, he's going to settle and stay behind. So Stingray, patient, looking like the way to go for now. Look at that, Ridwine's gone a bit wide there, and Lunacy has to check up on the brakes. That might let Stingray through, but no, Stingray's probably going to back out of it. Yeah, probably a good move there. Can't really go side by side through here. I'm not sure if Stingray was involved in the earlier incident. Maybe just trying a bit of a more cautious approach, although he looks like he's got a lot of pace, so he's going to have to get this move done as soon as he can. I think if he wants to challenge for high positions, he's going to get the run here, and he's not going to go for it again, so I'm not too sure what the play is here for Stingray. I'm a bit surprised he didn't try to clear Lunacy. He's got a really nice run out of here though. Lap 5, we might see people in, and Stingray is pitting, so there you go. He's coming to the pits on the medium tyres. Lunacy on the medium tyres as well, so people looking like they're going to try and extend it for the most part. Joshy also pit, which is probably fair enough as he lost that trap position, but a couple of different strats at play here. I might quickly look up the top here though, because I think Smeg and Tex are not too far away from each other. 1.5 seconds, but Banana Cake Pie still has a 2.5 second lead at the moment, so we'll see if he can hold it third of the way through the race, so still a lot of laps to go. Banana Cake Pie has done a really good job of getting himself right up there though. Tex and Smeg behind. KD and Tim are holding on to 4 and 5 pretty nicely, but you've got Ridwine coming, and he's dragging Lunacy and Airborne now in that fight as well. Stingray and Josh were in that fight, but have since pit. So they're all starting to catch up to KD and Tim slowly but surely. Ridwine looking real pacey now. He's got some clear air on the medium tyres. They look like they're phasing in quite nicely. He's not going to be close enough to be a direct threat yet, but the next lap or two I would be surprised to see Ridwine attempt to get by Tim. Still the strap players for all of them. We've seen undercut might be really valuable, however you don't want too old tyres at the end when it counts. So we'll see what the play is there, but Banana Cake Pie still leading from curving, Texas from the Smeg. 3 different constructors in the top 3, which is always good to see. I mean, my bad, sorry. Tex and Banana Cake Pie both in Lexus, so Lexus 1-2 at the moment, and then Aston 3-4-5, so some really strong teams at the moment. Ridwine's going to pit early, so he reckons he can go to the end of the softs, I think. Get rid of those mediums while he can. He's going to put a little bit of fuel in. Yes, a little bit of fuel, so he's probably going to get to the end now. He's going to come out. Where's he going to come out? He's going to come out just behind Bernard Josh. Bernard Josh is an undercut. He's going to have to save a bit of fuel though, I think, with Bernard Josh. Possibly just. Yeah, Ridwine's got a lot more fuel than Josh, so Josh is going to have to save a fair bit, assuming that Ridwine hasn't totally overshot the fuel, but we'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. We might flip back here to, is Airborne still in the back of Lunacy? No, so Lunacy's 2 seconds from Tim. Just having a look at these gaps, sorry for the constant scrolling. Tex still 2.5 behind Banana, so the gaps look fairly level at the moment. Top 5 all have fairly similar pace to each other, but Lunacy is starting to close a little bit. We know Lunacy's pretty good in clear air, and we know he's pretty nice on those old tyres as well. Seems to really like the slidey car. I know talking to him and racing in previous races with Lunacy, he is quite good at the back end of stints, so this could be his chance to really close a bit of time up He's hunting down Tim. Those two having a great battle in race 1. I'm sure Lunacy would like to get him again. I'm sure Tim would like to break even after Lunacy pinged him in that first race. But we'll see what they can do. Tim actually looks like he's stretching the gap a tiny bit now. So Tim driving really nicely in the Aston Martin. Looks like he's got the hang of that pretty well. See if anyone decides to pit. Looks like Lunacy's going to pit. Probably not a bad move. Try and get an undercut again. He may have to fuel a tiny bit as well, but he's going to put on the soft tyres to the end, starting on the mediums. So we'll see where he pops out. He might come out behind the Mercedes boys. Where will it be? Yep, so behind the Mercedes boys. Is he clear of BK? Or it's going to be close. He's going to be really, really close. BK's going to have a run on him here. Who can hang on side by side? BK's going to hang on, but he may just let Lunacy pass, both of them being teammates of course. Oh, a little bit of contact there perhaps between the two WRXs, which is not ideal. BK is going to be on a redemption run, I'm sure, but we'll see if Lunacy can get by him, because Lunacy will want to really have some clear air trying this undercut. Doesn't want to be stuck behind other cars, but he's not quite going to get it run here. So this may hurt Lunacy a little bit, actually being stuck behind his teammate. BK, I'm sure, is doing his best to keep the pace up, but of course he's entitled to his own race as well. So we'll see if there's a bit of a multi-2-1 here. Looks like BK is going to move to the inside. Lunacy will go around the outside. BK may not fight this too hard. Yes, locks back in. So BK let Lunacy by. So Lunacy now needs to gun it and make the most of the undercut. Now he's lost half a lap already behind his teammate. So Lunacy needs to go for it. He's got 4.5 seconds of Ridwan and Josh. Josh is going to have to save fuel, so I'm not sure if he's going to quite make it to the end. Ridwan's behind him. Ridwan will be fine for the end. Stingray, I think, Stingray's going to have to pit again looking at that fuel, so he's going to have to two-stop it. Banana Cake Pie is in from the lead as well. KD is also in, so we'll see where Banana comes out. He's going to refuel a fair bit. That Lexus looking a bit thirsty on the gas. He's going to come out ahead of Josh. Is he? No, it's going to be really close. I think he's going to just lose out. Josh will have to run. Banana Cake Pie, I'm sure, is going to defend it. He might come out right in between these two Mercs. They're both going to go to the inside. It's a little bit of contact perhaps, but they hold on just. Banana Cake Pie somehow splits the Mercs there within a second of each other. He's gone right down the middle of them. There you go. He's going to have his work cut out though to defend from Ridwan. Although on those fresh tyres, he's going to see what he can do, but they are mediums. Remember, Banana Cake Pie did start the softs, hence the gap. Ridwan on the soft tyres now has a tyre advantage and looks like he might try and go down the inside. Banana's going to sort of leave in space. Oh, a little bit of contact. Banana's going to go a bit wide. It will compromise his run and Ridwan gets through. So Banana Cake Pie now drops to P7 behind Ridwan. So that's probably net P2 depending on how the other tyre or how the other pit stops go. I'm just going to check Tex's tyres quickly. So Tex is on the softs as well. Smeg is on the softs. Tim's on mediums, so Tim will probably pit soon for softs as well, I assume. Stingray's on softs as well. He's going to pit for more softs, I think. Josh is on softs. He's already pit. Ridwan is on softs. Banana Cake Pie is on mediums. So that's how the top few guys are on tyres. Lunacy's 3.5 seconds behind Banana. He's also on softs, so he might start to close in on Banana. BK and Airborne will try and follow through as well. I'm not sure if BK will have to make another stop, though. He may just... No, I think BK's going to have to stop again, so we'll have to wait and see about that. But it looks like Tex is now in. Where is he going to come out? He's going to come out close to Banana, and Banana's going to just get him around the outside, I think. So the two Lexuses still coming nice and close together, but they're both behind Ridwan and Banana Josh. So two Mercedes ahead of now the two Lexuses, but I do think Josh does have to save a bit of fuel. Ridwan's all over his tail. We might see a move here, perhaps, because Ridwan looks like he's got a lot of pace at the moment on Josh. Stingray 5.5 seconds ahead, so that's still not quite out of reach yet, but we'll have to see. Looks like Ridwan's going to get through nice and easy on Banana Josh, not fighting that too hard, so possibly working together as a team to get that done. So we've got two pairs of drivers, or two pairs of teams here. With the two Mercedes and the two Lexuses. Lexuses, I'm not sure. Smeg and Tim still out in the lead. They're still in their softs. They may hit. My guess is they'll hit in the next lap or two for mediums before they start to lose too much time. Tim on mediums. Sorry, not soft. So Smeg will definitely have to pit in the next lap or two to not lose out too much time. I'm sure I'm trying to stretch that first race on the tyres, and it didn't quite work out for him. Although in saying that, he is going to stay out, so there you go. Timmy is also going to stay out. No, Timmy's going to come in. So Tim's gone softs for the last 7 laps. Stingray is also going to follow him in, so those two will both be on softs at the end of the race. Whereas Red One, he's already passed, so they're going to come out probably around about the Banana Tex Lunacy area, probably close to Lunacy though. Yeah, definitely close to Lunacy. Although it looks like a bit of a battle here for the two Lexuses. Turving Texas is going to try and get a run. No, it's not Turving Texas, it's Lunacy on Banana Cake Pie. Lunacy, after leaving BCPRD and winning a championship for a rival team, this is personal. And they're going to be a little bit of contact there, and Banana Cake Pie is not letting him through. He's going to run into the grass. Oh, but he's round. Banana Cake Pie goes round in the gravel, and it's going to be a little bit of damage on the rear there. Having just pit, that's really going to hurt him. So he may have pit again. Not too sure what he's going to do, but he's now dropped a fair bit of trap position. He's dropped behind the stone tower. I don't think Lunacy really did anything wrong there. I think Banana just got a little bit early in the power. A tiny little bit of a touch before it perhaps, but that's a real shame there for Banana Cake Pie. Lunacy now up to P5. He's going to be chasing down Curbing Texas. Tim out just behind as well, so this battle resumes once again. Tim only 7 tenths behind Lunacy, so he's found a fair bit of time in this pit stop here. Actually, so Tim looking racy. Yeah, part 2 if this battle goes on. Behind them, BK and Airborne nice and close together as well. Airborne in the white BMW reserving for Blocky. He might try and get a run at the Subaru. I think the Beamer has some slightly better straight line speed, although in saying that, he's hit the wall there, so that's going to kill any chance of a run this lap. BK safe for a corner or two. Tim on Lunacy not close enough either. The Smeg has coming out of the lead. That's going to put Red One into the lead. And Smeg's going to come out. Is he going to come out P2 or P3? He's going to come out, or maybe even P4 for Smeg. Yeah, it's going to be, no, it's P2, sorry, that is Banana Josh. My mistake there. So Smeg into P3 on mediums now, so he's got fresher tyres with harder compounds, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to fight with Banana Josh. Perhaps the end Stint Tex is on the mediums as well. He's got Tim and Lunacy rapidly closing him. So Tim's got by Lunacy there as well, we've just missed that. Apologies about that, just wanted to see where Smeg came out. But Lunacy still ahead of Tim. I'm sorry, my mistake there. Tim didn't quite get Lunacy there. I'm just seeing things. My apologies. Although I'm sure Tim will be lining him up in the next couple of corners. Lunacy looking a bit under pressure here. And you got... oh, what am I talking about? I thought that was Lunacy ahead. It is Tex ahead. So Lunacy has fallen behind Tim, and Tim is now going to get a run on Tex. Apologies for that. Carl's looking pretty silver from the rear end view there. The Lexus and the WRX. And Tim's going to down the inside of Tex and just going to get it stuck. Tex will have to settle behind. He might try a switchback, but I'm not sure if he's going to have the traction. I don't think he's going to. No, on the medium tyres compared to Tim's softs, Tim should have the grip, and he does. So Tim stays ahead in P4. Really nice racing from Tim. He's shown some great pace in the season opener. Lunacy is going to be the next one to have a pick at Tex. He's got soft tyres as well, so Tex, not sure how much he's going to have to fight with here. Probably not too much, but Lunacy will settle down again. So really cautious approach for Lunacy this race we've seen. Not really taking his chances as they come straight away. Patience looks like the way he wants to drive it, which is probably not the worst thing actually. Sometimes patience is good. But he's going to maybe get a run on Tex, but I don't think he's going to be quite close enough to have ping. Not quite. So Lunacy, or it gives him a bit of a bump perhaps. I'm not sure if that was just a lag bump or not, but Tex looked like he did launch forward a little bit. Tex is on the back of Tim still, so Tim's not quite safe yet. Tim needs to put together a couple of good corners to break this little battle here, but Tex not giving up yet on those medium tyres. They will be a bit fresher, but just naturally a little bit slower. So we just need to see how they play out for the last couple of laps. Only 5 laps left, so a quick race, 17 laps. So you've got to go. It is a sprint race. It's called a sprint race for a reason. It is genuinely a sprint. This is a nice camera shot. Nice close-up view of the Banana Cake Pie Racing Division logo. On board with Lunacy here on Tex. What can he do in terms of a run? We got the dashboard up there. Can Lunacy launch one down the inside? He's not going to. He's going to break early and probably try a run. Oh, Tex is a bit deep and nearly runs the back of Tim there. That might compromise his exit slightly. Lunacy's going to have a look, but he's probably not going to go for it. He doesn't. So Lunacy playing the sensible head again. But Tex looking... Yeah, it looks like Tex is really quick in some spots. And struggling a bit in others, perhaps. I'm not sure if that's just the strength of the car or just the strength of the track, but really interesting there to watch where each of these three cars is strong. See Tim really nice out of the exit, but Tex on the brakes looking like he's really confident. Then you can see Lunacy in the mid corner, looks like he's got the supreme edge. You can see there, it's getting on the power a lot earlier. Excuse me, sorry about that. Lunacy will have a run on Tex. Will he be able to make a move around the outside of turn 2, what should be turn 1 but is actually turn 2, through turn 1, a little bit of side-to-side contact there, and what can Lunacy do? We'll jump off board here, see what the lines they take. Tex will hold the inside, Lunacy tries to stick it inside, the next corner's a little bit of bump, but they've kept it relatively clean, they're still side by side, and look at Tim running away with this. Curving Gibson, the love bump, that's a bit cheeky there from Curving Texas. He's going to run out wide, and he's going to be on the gravel, and he's done well to stop that. Geez, very, very lucky Tex there, but a little bit naughty there on the straight perhaps for Tex, but manages to hang on to Lunacy just. But Tim down the road, so you can see this battling is costing Lunacy a lot of time. He probably needs to be a bit more aggressive, just in general this race. Looking like he's gone a bit cautious, in my opinion, but he can do what he feels comfortable doing. He might get another ping at Tex here though. He's not quite going to be close enough though. Tex in the medium's doing well enough to hold his own against Lunacy on the softs. You can see Lunacy really pushing through these corners now. So Lunacy looking real confident mid-corner compared to the Lexus of Texas. That's got a nice ring to it. I might use that line a bit more often in commentary. Tex and the Lex. Tell me if I shouldn't. But Lunacy looking nice and close here. Surely he's going to have a ping now. Down the inside, Tex giving him a little bit of room. Lunacy, can he sneak it down the inside? It's going to give space on the exit. It's going to be a drag race. Meanwhile, it looks like the two Astons at the front have switched over. Tim's gotten past Smeg, so Tim now with P2. It's a really strong drive for Tim there as well. I just saw that in the background of the last camera shot. But don't really want to leave this battle. This is where the action really is here. Lunacy and Tex. Is Lunacy going to ping one? He surely has to. Only a couple laps left. He's got to go wide on the entry, try and open up the second part of the corner, get the power down. He's going to do it nicely. He's got to run, but I'm not sure if it's going to be quite enough to get by. Lunacy trying to sneak around the outside. Probably needs to throw a big one down the inside though, because Tex is a good defender. Tex hangs on again. What this has done is brought Airborne right into this fight as well. Airborne nice and close. Banana Josh has fallen a fair bit back actually, so I'm not too sure what's happened to his strategy. He may have two-stopped it. Once again, KD and BK having more troubles. KD not quite on the pace. It looks like he was running in a nice position in the first race, but lost a little bit in this race here. Vinay Pai, he's got Stonetail all over the back of him here, so these two racing for pride, just for 10th place at the moment, so they'll both be a little bit disappointed. I think we saw Banana Pie spin it, trying to defend from Lunacy a bit earlier on in this race, after binning it in the first race as well. Stonetail just not quite looking on the pace, possibly due to brake issues, but we're not quite sure yet. We've got Stingray behind as well. Stingray's had more dramas as well. Kane, Dynamite and Gemma round out the field. But we'll jump back up towards the front because this battle is still definitely raging on. Tex and Lunacy and Airborne, we have to say, is now well and truly this battle. Tex is indicating for some reason. I'm not sure if that means he's coming to the pits or if he's just mucking around a bit, but he's definitely not coming to the pits. There you go. Lunacy will try to get a run again, but again has to slot back in the slipstream again, so doesn't look like the Lexus comes really under threat from the Subaru in the straight, but he's going to get the run now. Can he hold it? And Airborne's going to make a big move down the inside. Oh, and Airborne's going to try and outbrake them both, and he does, and Airborne's now through into P4. Tex and Lunacy caught napping, a bit of a slide there, probably a bit more contact between Tex and Lunacy again, trying to get through turn 2, but Airborne sending it now into P4, reserving for the BMW team, and Lunacy still stuck behind Tex, so patience isn't working. There's 1.5 laps left. Lunacy, if he wants to get him by, he has to do it in the next couple of corners, I think. His opportunities are running thin. He's going to push Tex through there, a little bit of a bump there, might knock him a bit out of shape. Lunacy probably should get the run out of here now. He's going to go around the outside. Oh, Tex squeezes him off a little bit, which he has every right to do there. But Lunacy in the toe now. He's got so much pace at the moment, so does Lunacy, but he's not quite being able to utilise it. Tex is defending quite well. But yeah, they've both been caught napping here by Airborne, who's managed to close up and get by him, while Lucy haven't been able to. So nice aggressive drive from Airborne there, getting the job done. But yeah, coming around for the last lap now, time is running short, opportunities are running short for Lucy. You can see Bernard Josh coming as well, but I'm not sure if Bernard Josh will quite have the time. Lucy's going to go for a big move around the outside. It's an interesting place to try and get it done. He's not quite going to have the car pace to hold it back towards the apex, but he's got a really nice run around the outside, and surely this is the one. He has to do it now. If he doesn't do it now, he's never going to do it. Both been running similar camo black liveries for a part of the car. Lucy around the outside of, or it's the inside of one, so he'll be the outside of two. Let the brakes. Can he get it stuck? Leaving plenty of racing room. Tex tries to fight it, but I think Lucy's finally going to get it. And after a few too many laps, he's finally gotten through for P5, has Lucy. It's cost him a position to Airborne and possibly a chance at the Smeg, but the move's now been done into P5, Tex P6. He's done really, really well to hang on to those medium tyres, and Bernard Josh looking close. He's on soft, so Bernard Josh may still be a factor here. BK is, I think, a bit too far back. He's 14 seconds behind these guys. This is the fight. I don't know if Bernard Josh is quite going to have enough time to get by Tex. Tex showing some really nice pace. He's going to have another run on Lucy here though, so Lucy's not done yet. That Lexus quicker in a straight line than WRX and Lucy. He's going to have to defend here. Tex goes down the inside in the braking zone. Lucy's going to try and hold around the outside. Difficult to do, but he's going to be side by side still. Who's going to come out on top? It's going to be really close. Who's going to bail out? No one. This is what we love to see, hard racing. Lucy finally has to bail out. Tex will squeeze through. Can they get through here the final time? They can. We're going to have to flick quickly to our leader though, coming around the final corner. Ridwan going back to back, coming from the back of the field in this first race, in the second race to win the second race and take a clean sweep of wins. Teammate will come home P2, a fantastic drive for him, 2 podiums ahead of his teammate, the Smeg, teammate and boss. So Smeggy getting on the podium. Airborne will come home ahead in P4 after a great opportunistic move on Tex and Lucy, who come home 5 and 6. Josh running out of time gets P7. BK a long way back. A couple more mishaps of that race will come home in P8. Magical P8, arguably more important than a win historically. Prezzo will just hang on from KD, P9 and 10. Candy Kane, bit of a gap there, another 17 seconds back. He will come home in P11. We saw him spin out of a decent position towards the start of the race, trying to defend from a couple of people. So unfortunate for Kane, but good to come home in P11 ahead of Dynamite, who looks like he's had a couple of troubles. I'm trying to remember who got beers at the start. I'm not sure if it was Dynamite or not. Stingray and Banana Cake Pie both have 2 poor races. I speak for the championship. Stingray has engine damage, and Banana Cake Pie is going to get him at the line. There you go. I thought Banana Cake Pie might chick kick, dog him, or Light McQueen help him, and he kind of chick kick dogged him. There you go. I'm sure they're laughing about it together. 13th and 14th, not ideal for the pair of them. Jamo will come across the line in P15 and what is unfortunately last place for today. But that will be it. So Ridwan going back to back. Timmy with double podium, so he's going to be one to watch in this championship, I think. 2 really strong races. He's now let the field know what he means business. So really, really fantastic to see. A midfield runner from last season really step it up this season and contend. But no one could stop the Mercedes of Ridwan. In terms of the standings, I won't have them for you yet. We'll try and announce them at the start of the next race when they get calculated, and if any post-race things get sent in, but that will do us for now. Ridwan taking the chocolates. So that was round 1, Dragon Trail. First of 12 rounds. Really, really fun race to watch actually. A couple of really nice battles. A bit of spice, a bit of drama, a bit of controversy, but all in all, really, really enjoyed that round. If you want to see more from these guys, make sure to tune in. I did mention at the start, I'm not sure if every race will be live streamed. It'll be dependent on my availability. If it's not live streamed, it'll be post streamed or post commentated on and uploaded to the channel. Probably Thursday or Friday, maybe Saturday. Probably Friday or Saturday actually, so make sure you keep an eye on those. I believe last season's streams are all on the D&E YouTube channel as well, so hit that up. Go and suss the socials as well for D&E. There's plenty of places you can find D&E, and of course the Formula One's leagues as well running on the Monday. Make sure you look at all that good stuff. But we'll leave it there. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. That was a really, really fun one. Make sure you're tuning in next week as well for round 2 at... Where are we at? We're at the Red Bull Ring for a super sprint round, so 3 short races. That's always going to be a bit of fun, bit of action happening there. 2 reverse races and race 2 and race 3 there, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But we'll sign off there. I'm Bodhod. I've been your commentator, and we'll catch you next week for what's going to be a super exciting round. We'll see you later.